Hey YouTube! So this is my first video on MBTI personality type stuff. I just wanted to kind of do like a little inside perspective about what it's like to be an ENTP. Um, there's not very many ENTP girl videos on YouTube, so I just kind of wanted to share my own unique experience and kind of see where that takes me and be able to introduce myself because I kind of want to do some more videos in the future, get more in depth into some MBTI personality topics because I think a lot of the stuff you find on YouTube is such surface level, and although you might relate to it really well, it's very general. And I mean, MBTI gets way more specific and interesting, and there's so many little things that connect that I just think are really cool that more people need to be aware of, especially from Carl Jung's perspective, which I have the book right here. It's Psychological Types by Carl Jung. It's like freaking huge. And basically, he lays it down. I mean, everything is in there about psychological types, and it's amazing that more psychologists aren't using this today because it is so unbelievably helpful. I mean, it's so accurate as a system that, I don't see why you would want to use any other system. I mean, I know there's different systems now like socionics and whatnot, but even so, even with those systems, it's really important to understand the foundational aspect of it. I mean, what Isabel Briggs Myers did with Myers-Briggs is really great. It's made it simple. It's made it applicable to universities and career counseling and stuff. But there's something really deep here. There's something that being able to understand your psychology, it can help you in so many more ways than you might ever think, in all areas of your life, not just career, not just relationships. You know, it's just, there's just so much here, and I just want to be able to share that. So instead of rambling on any more about that, I guess I'll just explain a little bit about myself first. I know I'm talking really fast, but I'm just kind of nervous, and it's like the first video I've ever done, so whatever. As you can see, I'm I'm probably a pretty typical ENTP, might even be pretty extreme. I mean, if you can see my room, I've got all kinds of crazy patterns. I had this right here. This is spray paint. It's spray paint art. It's like spray paint space art. It's actually two pieces to it, and you can hang them both on the wall, and it like flows together. It's like a little galaxy of some planets and stuff with stars in the background. It's really cool. And basically, I have that. I have my dude poster, Big Lebowski. It's like one of my favorite movies. Yeah, I can't really get used to which way to point. Um, and I have a Tame Impala poster. There we go, right here. It's my favorite band, and Jim Morrison because he's about us, and the Doors are amazing. And then I have this random geisha doll that I got from this Japanese guy when I was 1. My dad got it from a guy that he worked with, and so it's a little present for me when I was born, and I've just always kept it. I've always liked it. It's really cool. And I have a little Buddha statue in there and a Tibetan flag, and I don't know, just those are my things. I don't know why I felt the need to share all that, but I guess it says a lot about me. All this random stuff that I have, like a lot of ENTPs, I guess. And I have a huge collection of books right here, and I have more books over here on my nightstand. Just always reading tons and tons of books at one time, which I guess is another ENTP kind of thing. One thing I kind of wanted to talk a little bit more about was being an ENTP female, because right away I know that I'm going to have people commenting on my videos saying, oh my god, you're a girl, you have to be an F, okay, because that's just what happens on like every single girl NT video. It's like, oh my god, I'm sorry, but you're an F, and it's really, really annoying. And I'm not saying it's not true for some of the times. Yeah, I mean, sometimes people test T and they're really an F, but I don't really think it happens as much as people think, because like people have this attitude like, oh, well, they want to believe themselves to be more logical or something than they really are. But like, who takes a test and like answers like the introverted thinking questions or extroverted thinking questions like dishonestly? Like, it's not really an area where you're going to answer dishonestly. I mean, I think an area that people answer more dishonestly is going to be on extroverted feeling versus introverted feeling, because that is stuff that gets into like society's expectations of you, like, whatever. And I know I'm bringing up cognitive functions right now. You might not even be aware of that yet, so I'm going to save that for later and try to explain some of that more in depth in my other videos. But anyways, ENTP. I guess I should stay on topic. As an ENTP, basically ever since I was a kid, I mean, I was really lucky actually because I was homeschooled until the 8th grade. So basically, because I had a really good mom, she took me to the library every single week to get like 20 books, like 20 new books ever since I was like 4. Because I guess I could read when I was 3, and so I just started reading like everything that I could find whenever I was 3. And then, because I like to read so much, she was like, oh, okay, well, I guess we'll just take her to the library. And so I used to get books on everything, weather, plants, animals, people, how to build things, whatever. I mean, like literally books on everything that I could possibly find. So it was like I kind of came into the world wanting to collect as much information as I possibly could about everything, ever. And so I just that's kind of how it all started. And I still do that today. And it's really never changed. And I've changed, what I've wanted to do with my life a million times. I used to want to be a meteorologist when I was young because I was so fascinated by all the storms. Growing up in Ohio, it was very flat, so I could really see the sky, and I really saw a lot of really cool formations. Like I got to see like the beginning of a tornado forming one time, like right overhead, like the rotation in the clouds like starting to go really fast. And then one time I actually saw a funnel cloud come down halfway over a field and all that stuff. So I was like, wow, I want to be a meteorologist because I saw the coolest part about weather. I was really lucky to see that, and then didn't really realize how boring a lot of it was. I started looking into the program, to go into college, and I was like, oh crap, this takes a ton of math. This takes a ton of calculus. Yeah, I don't really enjoy doing homework for 3 or 4 hours a night. That, I don't really care about. And I guess that is one NT thing that I maybe don't align with. I'm not really that good at math, but I don't really think that it's because I can't be good at math. I think it's just because I really am just bored by it. Like, if I were an INTP, I'd be all over it because I can see the fun in it sometimes, especially geometry. I always really like geometry. I'm kind of wondering if that's an ENTP thing too, because on any kind of standardized testing, I would always get like 98th or 99th percentile in geometry, but in algebra I would only get like 60th or 70th percentile. So yeah, basically, I'm a crazy ENTP. By the way, we're all crazy. Yeah, ENTPs are all crazy, and we just do a really good job at deflecting from our craziness. And that's kind of the really cool part, because we're not hiding it. We're never hiding the fact that we're crazy. It's like we're constantly trying to show everyone else that we're really crazy and unconventional and unpredictable and try to push people's buttons in that way. But it's like we do it in such a way that we're constantly deflecting each and every little thought that someone might have. Like, oh, that person's just a weirdo, or oh, that person's just, and that's fine. Like, sometimes we'll accept that, sometimes we'll accept that people think we're just a weirdo, but like, we're getting through to them. Like, we're always trying to get through, like, get our ideas somehow out there. I guess another thing is teenage years as an ENTP girl. Yeah, kind of difficult. Like I said, I was homeschooled till 8th grade, so I went to school when I was about 14, and yeah, it's a really crazy time to be thrown into a public school environment. Totally just new, and possibly like irrational environment. Literally, I was so confused by the entire thing, just the social groups, the cliques, like especially with girls. Guys, it was fine. Like, I got along with tons of guys in school, but with girls, it was like there was this whole, like, huge, social structure. Everybody's, like, ranking everyone else, and, like, there was even a period of time where there was a thing called a slam book, like, going around in the cafeteria, and you could, like, it was a slam book, and like different pages had different things that you could write about different people, and it was all anonymous, so you could say like really mean things about someone, and then you just pass it on like to the next table, and it was just insane. And I was like, my mind was blown, like about how mean people are to each other, and not understanding the fact that people have different types of psychologies and different personality types. I'm just literally shocked, like, oh my god, people are awful. Like, how am I ever gonna make friends with these people? But not that I was really concerned with it. It was just like I was observing it, analyzing it, and just kind of like, wow, this is crazy. And anyways, yeah, one of the struggles with that in high school was that, as a girl, and I think this is where a lot of NT girls can have it really rough, is because like going through that teenage period, going through puberty and everything, um, it's challenging because especially when you're around all these SFs and NFs all the time, and you feel like you're such a freak. Like, you feel like you're such a freak because you don't prioritize emotions and feelings in the same way that all these other girls around you do. So, like, like say I'm with my friends getting ready for something on the weekend, like getting ready to go out or whatever. The big ritual is getting ready together and trying on outfits and like trying out new makeup ideas and new hairstyles and stuff. And like, that's fun to an extent, but eventually I get bored with it, and like I don't like to spend 2 hours doing that. And so that was kind of hard because like it's just it's like a constant like, do my eyebrows look okay? Does my hair look okay? Does this shirt match? Do these shoes look okay with this? And it's like, okay, like, just like, and for me it's like I so easily just throw something on that I know will look fine and whatever. But like for the SFs and like a lot of NFs, like there's a whole ritual and there's a whole degree of fun to the planning, and I don't know, just like I don't know how to explain it. I really don't. But yeah, it's really easy to feel left out of that whenever you're an NT teenager growing up, or girl. But anyways, yeah, so I used to kind of wonder, whenever I took the test for the first time, I was 19, and I actually scored as an INFP, which is totally wrong, but the reason I scored an INFP was because it was a point in my life where I was, like, very depressed and, like, totally not myself at all. I mean, I was really actually more like an ISFJ, which is the shadow side of the ENTP personality. But I tested INFP because it was kind of like, I don't know, like, it was like this, like, idealized version of myself that I was trying to make or something. I don't know. But anyway, so that result actually kind of used to make me wonder, after I retook the test, when I was, like, 20, 21. By the way, I'm 22 now. Yeah, almost 23, just to throw that out there. But, I used to wonder if I was an ENFP because in high school, it was kind of my mission to be disruptive of the status quo. Like, I used to listen to punk rock. I would kind of wear, like, some of the preppy clothes, but I would always, like, if I did wear, like, a preppier kind of shirt, I would always, like, balance it with, like, a studded belt, and I'd, like, wear the belt on the outside of my clothes, like, because I was cool, I guess, and, like, I had a MySpace and whatever, but, like, I never really was into it for, like, I don't know, it wasn't ever about self-expression. It was just literally, like, F the system, like, whatever the system is, I'll pretend to like it, but I'll always be, like, somehow in an underhanded way, like, show you that I really hate it. Like, so I kind of, like, made myself stand out as someone, I don't know, like a rebel or whatever, but like, that's kind of one reason I thought I was an ENFP, because I was very individualistic, I guess, but I realized it's in a different way than ENFPs are individualistic, because like I said, it was never about self-expression, it was never about, like, being true to who I am or whatever, and it wasn't. Like, I had no idea who I was, and honestly, like, I still don't really know sometimes. I mean, I'm getting better as I get older, developing the extroverted feeling aspect, an ENTP, and the introverted sensing, that really helps, which I'll explain more about later. It's really good for ENTP personal growth. But yeah, like, it was all just about expressing, like, just this universal, like, general discontent for the status quo and the way things are, and trying to provoke change, you know, trying to get reactions out of people all the time. I'm actually kind of on the introverted side for an ENTP. I used to think I was an INTP after I tested INFP because I knew that totally wasn't right whenever I was reading the descriptions. So I thought I was an INTP for a little while. And I'm like really, really close. I'm like really close. I'm like right on the border, I think. Because I don't know. I mean, I'm like, it's weird. Like, I know I definitely prefer extroverted intuition. I'm constantly bouncing around to new ideas and new things, and, you know, I'll do my little introverted thinking thing on, like, some of them, and then jump to the next one really fast, whereas an INTP likes to spend more time on one thing. And I did do that for a while, though. I used to play World of Warcraft for, like, 6 years, and, well, whenever I played WoW for 6 years, that's all I did, is I played WoW. And I kind of used that. I got through high school and most of college playing World of Warcraft like 7 or 8 hours a day, optimizing my little individual character. Although that was kind of an INTP kind of trait, but I was always playing the game more to kind of socialize and have new experiences in the game all the time, new experiences, which is a more extroverted, intuitive, ENTP kind of thing. So yeah, I'm kind of just rambling, and I don't know, whatever. I will be making more videos, and the whole point of this video wasn't really to get anywhere, just to kind of show you, like, here's another girl, woman, robot, ENTP kind of thing. So, yeah. I hope you stay tuned, and I have really bad, like, I seriously don't know how to, like, talk to this camera at all. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know how to I don't know how to feel or anything. So I guess maybe it'll change whenever I start getting more like interactions and comments and things like that on my channel, but it's just kind of really bizarre right now. So like, I just honestly, I feel really weird. Like, I'm sitting alone in my room, like, talking to the camera, like this little black hole right here. Anyways, yeah, so stay tuned for more, and go ahead and subscribe or leave some comments if you have any suggestions, like where I should go with this. I have like 1,000,001 things to talk about. I just got to get more organized, which is kind of hard as an ENTP. I'm kind of starting to realize that that's probably why there aren't a lot of ENTP videos on YouTube, because we just like have no desire to get organized. It's not that we can't, it's just we have no desire. We'd rather just be chaotic and doing our thing like somewhere. And I think videos are just really hard, like I said, because we're like in this like isolated space. Like, maybe I need to go out and go to a coffee shop or something where there's more noise and like things going on, and I could probably focus better if I did that. But anyways, yeah, so stay tuned, subscribe, whatever. See ya.